Warren Buffett is one of the most successful investors and businessmen on the planet. From one of the most comprehensive biographies of Buffett by author Alice Schroeder, we can learn the key strategies that allowed Buffett, in his own words, to succeed. In this video, we learn 10 money habits that make you broke and poor. My name is Eddie, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you are interested in improving your financial future, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click like if this video was. Warren Buffett learned this lesson early on. In high school, he and a friend bought a pinball machine and arranged for it to be installed in a barbershop. They used the money they earned to buy more machines until there were 8 of them in different barbershops. Then he sold the business, investing in stock in the stock market and other small businesses. By age 26, he had accumulated $174,000 this way, more than $1.5 million adjusted for inflation in 2017. In the end, even a small startup capital can lead to a serious fortune. 2. You're not ready to be different. Don't base your decisions on what everyone else says or does. When Warren Buffett started managing other people's money in 1956, he started with $100,000 from a few investors. He was called a geek. He worked in Omaha, not on Wall Street. He didn't tell his parents where he was putting their money. A lot of people thought he wasn't going to make it. But 14 years later, when he closed his investment partnership, his assets had grown to $100 million. Instead of following the crowd, he sought out undervalued investments and ended up performing well above average. For Warren Buffett, average results are what everyone does, and to be better than average, you have to measure yourself by your own standards. 3. Never suck your thumb. Gather information in advance to be prepared to make a decision. Warren Buffett prides himself on being quick to make decisions and act on them. He calls unnecessary sitting and thinking thumb-sucking. When Buffett is offered a particular deal, more often than not he makes a decision instantly. 4. Don't negotiate terms in advance. Your ability to get good terms is highest before you do anything, especially when you have something or can do something that the other party needs. Warren Buffett learned this lesson as a child when his grandfather Ernest hired him and a friend to dig the store out of the snow after a snowstorm. The boys spent 5 hours and ended up not being able to extend their fingers from the cold. Grandpa ended up paying them less than 90 cents for 2. Buffett was horrified that he had done such hard work that he got only a few cents for each hour. Always negotiate terms in advance, even with friends and family. 5. You don't keep track of small expenses. Warren Buffett invests in companies run by people who count every cent. Buffett invested in a company whose owner counted the number of sheets of toilet paper in a 500 pack to see if the manufacturer was cheating him. He was. Buffett admired a friend who only painted one side of the building, the one facing the road and in plain sight. Keep track of all expenses, and your profits or salary will be enough for more. 6. You borrow large amounts of money. Loans will not make you rich. Warren Buffett never borrowed large sums, not for investments or mortgages. He received many letters from people who overestimated their abilities and debt ruined them. Buffett's advice is to arrange with your creditors to pay off as much as you can. Then, when you've paid it all off, save the money and invest it. 7. You are not persistent. With persistence and ingenuity, you can beat a stronger opponent. Warren Buffett bought Nebraska Furniture Mart in 1983 because he liked the way its founder, Rose Blumkin, did business, an immigrant from Russia. With no education and very limited startup capital, Rose was able to turn a tiny store into the largest furniture center in North America. Her strategy was to sell cheapest. She was a ruthless negotiator and she could beat out the best prices. Rosa Blumkin worked in her store until she was 103 and died a year later at the age of 104. 8. You don't know when to back out. As a teenager, Warren Buffett once found himself at the races. He made a bet and lost. To get his loss back, he bet again with the same result. He felt terrible. He had almost nothing left as he lost a week's paycheck. He made more mistakes like that. Knowing when to back down despite losses is a valuable quality in life and business. There is even an American expression on this subject. Throw good money after bad, aid to persevere in a hopeless case. Literally, spend good money after bad, already lost. 9. Not assessing risk. In 1995, Howard's, Warren Buffett's son, employer was accused of price fixing. Buffett advised Howard to present a best-case scenario and a worst-case scenario if he stayed with the company. Howard quickly realized that the potential problems, if he stayed far, outweighed the possible pros. He decided to quit the next day. If in doubt, it makes sense to ask yourself, what could this lead to, and assess how this scenario suits you. 10. Treat success right. Despite his wealth, Warren Buffett doesn't measure success in money. In 2006, Buffett bequeathed almost his entire fortune to charity, most of it to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He doesn't build himself any monuments, no buildings with Warren Buffett's name on them. I know people who have a lot of money. They participate in charity dinners all the time and have hospital departments named after them. But nobody really likes them. When you live to be my age, you'll think about how many people love you, really love you. That's the most important indicator of how you've lived your life. Do you have such bad habits? Share it in the comments. Thank you to everyone who was here. Watching my videos, you become financially literate and get closer to wealth. Subscribe to the channel, share with your family and friends. Success to all and great investments.